Republic is a group that campaigns for the monarchy to be abolished and the Queen to be replaced by an elected, democratic head of state. On Wednesday, the group claimed the monarchy costs taxpayers more than $345 million. This claim referred to a report previously published by Republic itself in the summer of 2017 with the aim of uncovering hidden costs of the Crown. The group tweeted, "The royals claim to cost very little. The truth is that they cost us more than 345 meters a year, enough to pay for 13,000 new nurses or police officers. And no, they don't pay for themselves from the Crown estate." End the monarchy. A few monarchists and pro-republic supporters expressed their clashing views on the claim made by the organization. Twitter user @OrStout replied to the post saying, "As I've said before, 345 meters is not very much money actually. So you're saying, even assuming they bring nothing back with that money, that they only use up around 0.04% of the annual budget? What's your evidence that an elected head of state, upkeep of historic palaces would cost less in your republic?" Social media user @IC4Medium replied saying, "The Republic would open up all historic palaces to tourists all year round. Also, the Republic would keep the income from the duchies." Another supporter of republicanism, @Michelle Winniff, wrote, "Plus the Queen always gets an annual rise, in line with costs unlike most pensioners." This user referred to the Sovereign Grant Act 2011, which stipulates the cash amount the Queen receives cannot be less than that she received the previous year. A pro-monarchy Twitter user, @Jimbo79A, commented on Republic's tweet saying, "This is lying on a similar scale. And as long as you repeat it, I will point you out." In its tweet, Republic referred to the 345 meters summit calculated in 2017 by adding to the sovereign grant, which 4 years ago amounted to 76.1 meters, other estimated expenses made by royals and the Crown, including the costs of security, the costs of Lord Lieutenants, and the costs covered by local councils for royal visits. With the passing of the years, some of these figures indicated by Republic in its report have changed. For example, the sovereign grant for the financial year 2020-2021 amounted to 85.9 meters. The breakdown of the costs of the monarchy included by Republic also included the annuity for the Duke of Edinburgh, which, following his death in April this year, should no longer be taken into account in future estimates. In its report, the group said it is difficult to know exactly how much impact the monarchy has on taxpayers, as some costs are either kept secret, such as the cost of security, or recorded in the accounts of individual trusts, local councils and government departments, or simply ignored. It also conceded some of the costs we include are based on some assumptions and estimates that are not easy to verify. Asked to comment on Republic's claims, Buckingham Palace told Express.co.uk the security of the royal family is not a matter it discusses but, rather, is a matter for the Met Police. The palace also said to refer to the financial report being released every year and available on the royal family's website. The latest royal financial report published earlier this year shows the total sovereign grant for 2020-2021, including the dedicated amount for resurfacing Buckingham Palace, amounted to 85.9 meters, up almost £3 million from the 2019-2020 grant. In its report, the palace said this latest sum is equivalent to 1.29 per person in the UK. The core grant itself, which funds official travel, property maintenance and the operating costs of the Queen TMS household, amounts to 51.5 meters, while the rest has been allocated to the refurbishing works at the royal residence in London. The financial report released at the end of every fiscal year by Buckingham Palace shows a breakdown of the expenditure, including payroll costs, property maintenance, travel, utilities, housekeeping and hospitality. The sovereign grant replaced the civil list in April 2012 and, as explained by Buckingham Palace, the Queen's official expenditure is met from public funds in exchange for the surrender by Her Majesty of the revenue from the Crown estate. The core sovereign grant is calculated based on 15% of the income account net surplus of the Crown estate for the financial year 2 years previous. Queen spent a night in hospital during the autumn, and the monarch subsequently faced cutting down her busy royal schedule. Although the Queen has held some engagements in recent weeks, other royals like Prince Charles and Prince William have been able to fill in for the monarch at some events while she has been recovering. Here is how several members of the royal family have stepped up their royal workload to support the Queen in recent months. The Queen's only daughter, Princess Anne, is often dubbed Britain's hardest working royal due to her unwavering dedication to the crown. Unlike other members of the royal family, Anne usually works under the radar, often filling her diary with several royal engagements each day. According to The Telegraph, Princess Anne has completed 368 engagements so far this year, more than any other member of the royal family. And Anne has also reportedly taken on more investitures on behalf of the Queen than any other senior royals since summer 2021. The Queen had to cancel her planned appearance at the COP26 climate summit in Glasgow in November. But the Queen could depend on her son Prince Charles and his wife, Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, to lead the royal contingent at the flagship conference. Charles gave an impassioned speech during the opening night of the conference in front of assembled delegates. The Queen also had to pull out of the Remembrance Day event at the Cenotaph, an event known to be incredibly important to the Queen. But Charles was present to lay a wreath on the Queen's behalf at the memorial. In recent years, the Queen has made fewer trips abroad and has delegated many royal tours to her children and grandchildren. Last month, Charles and Camilla paid a visit to Egypt and Jordan for a 4-day royal tour. Since the summer, Kate and William appear to have increased their public presence. William and Kate both attended the COP26 climate summit in November, in addition to the Remembrance Day service at the Cenotaph. Comparisons were drawn between Kate and the Queen at the latter due to Kate's position in the center of the balcony, a place usually held by the Queen. Like his aunt Princess Anne, William has also carried out investitures on behalf of the Queen in recent months. And in addition to national events, Kate and William have also been pursuing their own charitable interests and patronages in recent months. William launched a walking audio tour with the Apple Fitness Plus Time to Walk series, to promote the benefits of walking for mental health. To mark the festive season, Kate also hosted the Together at Christmas concert at Westminster Abbey, which will be televised on Christmas Eve. Now, in an emotional letter to the family of decorated soldier Nathan Hunt, who are fighting to memorialize their son TM's life by adding his name to the National Armed Forces Memorial, Harry said he wishes he could help the family had I been in the same role I once was. In the letter, which features the Prince TMS logo, Harry writes, "I deeply empathize with what your family is going through and so wish I could assist formally, had I been in the same role I once was." Harry had served alongside Nathan in Afghanistan in 2008, but Nathan took his own life in 2018 after suffering from severe mental health problems thought to be linked to his military service. Representatives for the Duke of Sussex have been contacted for comment. Additional reporting by Chloe Davis follow for below for live updates. Prince Harry, 37, will cover his lifetime in the public eye, including his time in the military, marriage, and fatherhood. The Duke of Sussex, said the memoir, to be published by Penguin Random House, will be written not as the prince he was, but as the man he has become. But royal expert Richard Kay has claimed Prince Charles is dreading the release of the book as it stands as a constant reminder of Princess Diana. Speaking to Palace Confidential on Mail Plus, Mr. Kay said, "I think the difficulty for Prince Charles is that every time Harry opens his mouth, he seems to chip away at his father's credibility, and this must be undermining their relationship. They have on the horizon the prospect of Harry's autobiography or memoir. We don't know what's going to be in it, but we do know he has spent some time digging into his mother's relationship with his father. They must be dreading the publication of that book and what it will mean. We're edging closer to the Prince of Wales becoming monarch, and every time these embarrassing situations erupt with his son, it reminds people why they have problems with the prospect of Charles as king. He's done his best over the past 20 years to rededicate himself to his future subjects, but there are obviously difficulties. People still haven't forgiven or forgotten the Diana years, and Harry's constant reminder about the past makes this a really tricky transition period for Charles. It comes as Harry is under pressure to name the royal racist in his upcoming book, The Sun has claimed. Speaking to GD News, Ms. Schofield said, "Isn't this just the tackiest rumor in the world? I believe the publishers are going to continue to perpetuate this rumor because quite frankly Prince Harry and gone way overboard on oversharing this past year. Don't miss what is there left to know. This is the only secret left for the Sussex couple. I think that we're going to continue to hear this rumor because it's really the only thing that might send people to the bookstores to purchase this book." The article that I've read about the rumor also suggests Harry is going to go deep into his mother's background. I love that idea. I think this is a great opportunity for Harry to brand himself as a leader and as somebody worthy of giving us guidance and advice on how to be better humans. Unfortunately, if he goes this route, it really looks tacky. It's going to completely sever his ties with his family, especially his brother. I think his brother will be disappointed in him if they continue with this narrative. I really hope that it's not true, but I don't think this rumor is going to go away because frankly it's really the only thing that they have that the entire world is curious about, and that might sell a few books.